Let's jump.
I guess we are live.
Let's rock and roll, man.
Welcome to Every Other Time with Eric.
Hey. What every other time is this? Is every other time with this?
Every other time
stooges.
flipped. Welcome to CoffeePump Podcast,
How
guys.
you doing, man?
You know, you guys are my cohort. I'm gonna create a WhatsApp group. I'm gonna add you guys to it and a couple of guys. Because normally when you plan podcasts in Kenya, I don't know if it's been your experience, Eric, but Jamas cancel last minute.
First of all, I'm calling you out, man. I'm calling you out on air, man.
No. Wait.
Go ahead.
You've been hot and cold, man. Why'd you treat us like this, man?
How does that song go for Katy Perry? Because you're hot and you're cold. You
Hot
yes, then you're
and
no. You're in, then you're out.
You guys,
maybe give more context.
we started a gym journey with Sajid. Sajid introduced me to a fantastic 24-hour gym.
Along Mombasa
And
Road.
there were such majestic plans. If you see my face, you can see I've lost some weight.
By the way,
this guy has lost weight. Let's be honest.
Can we clap for Eric because
Yeah.
11 kilos 1 month, bro.
11 kilos in 1 month.
His
1
face,
month.
he's got a slim face right now.
Relatively.
You know,
He's got a slim face.
I saw a picture of him. He posted it. You on whose podcast?
Dr. Kingori.
Yeah.
That Jama.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that really Eric?
Yeah.
Because you know the thing is, you're tall, so when you lose weight, it's very obvious.
Yes.
For us short motherfuckers, like today I was at the gym, bro. You know when
You went to the gym.
I went to the gym. I was sitting on the leg curl machine, and my tumbo had token. And I was like, and I'm imagining sitting on the bed after doing the deed with the mama, and I'm just there with my tumbo like that. I'm like, hey, man, you know, if you're a tall guy, disbursement is there.
But you know what's crazy about Sajid is his know-how, his expertise is so high. So when we went with you gym day one, this guy was schooling me about different equipment, different exercises, different regiment. He sent me a breakdown of different things to do with clips, which I still use till today.
Like for day one.
And then,
for day one.
no, just different days.
So 3 days. So push-pull legs.
Yeah.
Basically, you see, the thing is, it's the first time he's at the gym. So him training.
It's my first time doing like strength training.
Yeah, exactly.
So what would you give to someone like me who wants to like buff up a little bit, tone up a little bit?
To be honest, the bro split is the best, right? The reason is you're targeting a muscle group every 4th day.
Yeah.
So you do back, biceps, you do pull, you do push, and you do legs.
Okay.
And then you can rest, and then you rotate. And you're hitting them constantly. The weight training aspect is quite stable. I mean, that's your foundation.
Yeah.
In order to bulk up, you would then have to work on your calories. You have to work on your calorie adjustments, how much you eat, how much you take in, which would result in a bulk, meaning you eat more than your maintenance.
Yeah.
If you want to cut, you eat less than your maintenance. So for Eric, what we did was, all right, we said, look, forget calories right now. Just let's get to the gym. Let's see how you enjoy it. Let's see how you feel about it. Let's get the pump going. And I'm sure right now when he hits the gym, the blood flow that you get, you know,
This
the
guy's
pump
so
that you get after.
psyched
Don't you get like a...
Of course, so psyched
And
up.
to finish my point, which was hijacked, Sajid after day 3 disappeared on me, man. So me, I've been going religiously. I took Tim one day.
Oh, thank you very much
He
for
really
the day
tried.
pass.
He really
Yes,
tried.
I
How was
went.
it?
It was very good.
He tried.
He was giving me the instructions. We went from curls. We went to those.
Oh, so you did back.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
did
did back curls, triceps. That was something.
But then you look good, Tim. Have you lost weight though?
I don't know.
Can't be after that one session.
No, it can't be after that. But
I
I'm
took Morph as
I'm only
well.
75.
Yes.
I took Morph
How was
yesterday.
Morph doing at the gym? by the
He
way?
tried for day one. I also had to realize, even when I went with Tim, I realized we're not the same age. I could see there's an age thing as well in terms of the distance.
What do you mean by age?
Like,
Like this guy is
come on.
25. What are you talking
the
about?
energy level is
Why
not
you-
the same.
Why you hate?
No, I'm not hating. I'm just giving.
No, I wasn't even prepared psychologically. What is this guy trying to tell us?
The energy level is different.
I didn't
To
even
be
eat it on that day.
to be fair, like these guys, maybe it's their first time in the gym, right?
It's first time, yeah.
But
It's out. But anyway,
But very importantly, man, 10,000 subscribers, man. I'm not officially congratulated you on camera, man.
look,
10,000, that's
Super
the
proud of you, bro.
I appreciate it, guys.
Super proud of you.
What's happening, family? We've got another sponsor, MOFIT Supplements. Let's hear it out for them. They reached out and they were like, you're on a fat loss journey. We want to support that. We want to support your ambitions. We know what you have in mind. We want to provide you with this stack. And so what we have is, we've got the whey protein, 24 grams of protein per serving. I love the strawberry flavor. We've got the pancake mix, quick and easy. Use it with water, use it with milk, fantastic. Creatine, I use 5 grams a day, and fat burner. They have a lot more. They've got a muscle gainer, they've got a pre-workout, they've got shakers. Do check them out. They've shown us some love. I want you guys to show them some love. MOFIT Supplements. Guys, you know I love coffee a lot. I literally named my podcast the CoffeePump Podcast. So with a caffeinated podcast, you need a caffeinated partner. And I'm happy to say that Connect Coffee has come on board as the official sponsor on the CoffeePump Podcast. This is everything they have. My personal favorite is the Romeo blend. I first had this in 2016. Actually had my first business meeting at the Chiromo campus where we're shooting at today. They've shown us love. I'd like for you to show them some love as well. We'll link everything in the description of the video. Do check them out. Best coffee in Kenya, hands down. So I'll attribute part of that a percentage, a huge percentage of that to you, by the way. Because I think when I started the podcast journey, it was a by the by. I wanted to be a fitness YouTuber. That's why Eric is giving me shit because I quit after day 3. There's reasons behind that. But ultimately, like vlogging and traveling and doing more of that was sort of the appeal.
Yeah.
But then when I saw the podcast sort of take off, people delving in and showing interest, and then Eric came and I saw what Eric was doing, and then he connected me with Kibe. He pushed Mukurugenzi towards me.
Yeah.
And that genuinely propelled the channel, I think, further.
10,000.
10,000. And so you see, the thing is,
That's good.
I mean, it took us so long to get to 1,000 subscribers. And then it takes you a couple of weeks to get 600 to 1,000. It solidified that. So I mean, props to you, gents. You guys have always been my biggest.
I gave you the blueprint that I've learned, and that blueprint, if you just follow it relentlessly, without any shame, bro, the growth is just almost a given.
One thing I'll admire about you is you're very
Consistent.
consistent.
It's very consistent.
Consistency aside, he has no shame, in a good way, because it reminds me of a very good sales guy. Because he keeps going after his target. There's no shame.
Yeah.
Your sales guys, at the end of the day, we're like prostitutes. We don't mind it, man. We just have to do the dirty work. Right? We go out there. There's no shame. We haggle until we get what we want.
Yeah.
Eric is. I'm not sure if I can talk about the Sonko.
Yes.
And the messages.
Yes.
If you look at it, it's like one side. He's constantly
He's
there.
a go-getter,
And then
this
hook,
guy.
line and sinker.
Yeah.
So there's some guests that have cancelled. I think they cancel on you. You want to lose your shit, but you're like, you know what? No, we need them. We need them. You know
You
what?
need to
We
have
get
them on
them.
the
You
show.
have to.
You have to really put your ego aside.
Yeah.
I just look at the goal. Like, what is the goal? The goal is to grow the page. And then also not take it personally. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
I realized, wait a minute, if I'm trying to get Ronald Karori, for example, every other time with Eric, at the time with 3,000 subscribers, is number 796 on his priority list. If I don't keep buzzing him like a mosquito, between SportPesa, being an MP, and all his other things, bro, I'm like, I don't fall anywhere.
You're very low.
And you
So
also-
when I realized that it's
Yeah.
not personal. It's not that this guy is texting me, what's him lenge. No. In his mind, he's probably trying to prioritize, okay, I don't even have mental space right now to respond to this guy. So you have to keep pestering. And then sometimes you pester and you realize this guy had forgotten. Yeah, so...
I mean, so I appreciate that consistency. But speaking of consistency, have you guys heard of Ashton Hall?
Yes.
Ashton Hill? What's his name? What's the guy's
Ashton
name?
Hall.
Ashton Hall. The
Well,
guy who
that's
dips his face in the water.
Yes.
Then wipes his face with banana peels.
Have you seen how they've been putting the...
You know, the thing is, the main thing is the guy's been grinding for so long that I just feel that he should be rewarded. The guy was on 1 million, 2 million,
Yes.
went to 5 million,
Mr. Beast.
7, 8, 9, 10. I
said
think
on-
now he's touching 11, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if consistency means getting to that place.
At a snap.
There's a guy called... now I'll bring it local. There's a guy called Onyango Tate
Onyango Tate.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
So
Onyango Tate.
Onyango. He's a Cobra Tate. He's a Andrew Tate of Kenya.
Yeah, but Kenyeji Shags
Mutura
guy,
version of
but
that.
he
Mutura
is
budget.
consistent. Like,
What does he do? What content does he do?
You people used to.
Annotate,
There's a
but-
reason why you should be
Yeah.
rich. There's a way.
Yeah.
All this money.
Yeah.
I'm getting this money because I am rich.
Yeah.
And you people, you motherfuckers are not rich.
Laugh at me now. Yeah,
That guy
laugh
is
at me
good.
now. Laugh at me now. I'm making money. Huh?
I'm making money.
And he's
I'm
done
make-
it consistently. And if you look at his videos, you can see
I can
personal
carry,
growth.
I can carry my girlfriend. You see?
So
You
he's
see?
basically
I'm
like
carrying around
Unrotated,
my
the
girlfriend.
Kenya
Yes, but
version.
very Kenyan version.
He's the Mutura budget version of Unrotated.
Right, I
But
guess.
consistent.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Okay, there's consistency. One of the main. I always have. I'm in a place where, with work, with the podcast, there's a bit of push and pull because it's like having two wives. One is definitely going to lose your attention, and I think the attention.
Who's that?
Work, the main
Work,
job.
okay.
Yeah, if my HR is watching this, man, I'm fucked. But and what I want to ask is because we're both career men,
Yeah.
our work-life routine, and Tim, you can even chip in.
Sure.
Our work-life routine is crazy. You've seen sometimes the hours I pull in, and at the end of it, you're like, where's the finish line?
Yeah.
But then you have these highs and lows that keep etching you on. I'm not sure if you can relate to that.
And like completely. So for me, when I, if you don't mind, I can
You go
start.
ahead.
So
Yeah, sure.
I was literally in that funk for quite a while where I'm trying to balance my day job. I have this passionate thing I love as much as my day job.
By the way, guys, we're shooting at Connect Coffee.
Best coffee house in town.
Santa Sana Kaka.
Aesthetic is fly, man.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
love
Thank you
the
so
place. They've
much.
given us a whole restaurant for
Yeah.
just this.
Exactly.
Sajid is balling for the ladies
This guy is
watching.
balling. You should see the behind the scenes.
Hey, Sajid is balling.
Look at
so-
the cameras.
so-
Okay, go ahead.
So
Yeah. So we're
I was,
talking.
I was going
Yeah.
through that funk of, it's like you're serving two masters, right? Then at some point I've realized it's all about time management. It's time management. Like you can do a lot in 24 hours provided it's planned. If it's all over the place, even in your head, it's exhausting even before the fact.
As long as it's planned, yeah.
Yeah. So what I've tried to do better is to plan myself better. Yeah. So I give enough time for everything that I need. I have a podcast, I have my career, I have my wife, I have exams I'm studying for, and everything is diarized now.
You have like a. It is because
It just has
Yeah.
to be planned. But then on my side, people talk about work-life balance. I look at it the other way around, life-work balance. Because if you don't have a good life, then you don't function, you don't work, you don't become, you don't be.
so tell me, like, I'm fucked at work-life balance right now. I think
Life work or work life?
both.
Okay. Is it
So,
your
I'll
is
give
it your 8 to 5 or 5 to 8?
Let's talk about everything.
Okay, cool.
With women, with work, with the podcast.
Does this guy look like he's fucked?
Oh, in the sense, look, even with the gym,
Okay.
right? I'm burnt out, man. I'm completely
Oh, okay.
gone. I've debated now taking a sabbatical at work, and the thing is, I'm not in a position where I'm extremely financially well off to just take that. Genuinely, like
Yeah, of
between
course,
us,
of course,
you,
of course, of
you've
course.
seen my bank
I'm teasing.
account.
I like teasing for
Aside
the-
from the 100 Bitcoin I own,
Yeah.
I have nothing else. No jokes, by the way,
I
guys.
like teasing you though.
And I appreciate it's that elder younger brother vibe. That's what I get.
I'm listening to all this elder younger brother stuff. Carry on.
You're also part of that cohort.
Granddad.
This is the uncle. The uncle from
Touche.
Sharks. The single uncle from Sharks.
Oh, it got there now,
The
right?
single uncle.
Okay, carry on.
The guy who just shows up, he has fun, then he fucks off for a year.
But then you guys give me your CVs, eh? I'm going to get you jobs.
But
Carry
so
on.
here's the point. I'm not sure why I'm feeling burnt out. Did I stretch myself too far, too thin?
Yeah.
So let's look at relationships. Like balancing a lot of people, talking to a lot of girls, trying to find the right one. Each of them needs their attention. Before I could do it, before I'd go on a date on Monday, go on a date on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, meet whoever I wanted.
Craig David.
Yes. Now the thing is, I'm like the submarine.
Did you say Craig David?
Yeah. Monday, took her on a trip on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be very aggressive at sales. But this is not anyway. We're not kissing my own ass. But what I'm trying to say is, now I've become that submarine. I dip, and I just show up, and this mama's like, "Hey, something's off over here." This guy's just showing
No,
up.
but even as your friend, and this is in the most no homo way, like sometimes you just become aloof, right? You just
You don't have
disappear.
to chase. Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I thought we're on a trajectory,
I know, bro. I know.
and then you disappear.
Okay, and my question to you guys is, because you guys are both pilots. Pilots are extremely well mannered when it comes to timekeeping, right? When you guys come to prioritizing workload, balancing life, I'm at a place where I'm just being pulled in different corners, and I can't tell up from down.
I think to be fair,
And if I continue in this way, bro, I'm just, it's gonna fuck me.
I think
We'll
to
just
be
keep
fair
in
to
one.
you,
Yeah.
I have the advantage of a roster. So Monday, I'm expected to be here this time to this time, to fly from this place to that place, and subject to a bit of change, but for the most part, it's like that.
Mine
so
would
that's an advantage.
Okay, but how are you now balancing every? Because on top of that, relationships, on top of that, friendships, the social aspect, work, the podcast, career. Because aviation is just not the be end
No, it's
for
not
all
the-
of you.
it's not.
I mean, what are you guys doing? What is some stuff I can do, man? That just
Do three things. Let me put it this way. Do three things well. Just three. You don't have to do so much in a day.
yeah.
3 things in a week, 3 great things in a week, 3 great things today, and 3 thank yous at the end of the day. If you get 3 people to tell you thank you, then you've won. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Anything after 3, it's a bonus. So you don't have to do 5 things within the 24 hours. Start with that. Atomic Habits obviously talks about, stuff that you can attach, habits that you can attach. But let's put that aside. What has worked for me is 3 things. Atomic Habits has got all this creative ways that you can get your habits going on. But even before I read the Atomic Habits, my friend told me that the best you can do for yourself every day you get up is look at 3 things that you can achieve. It could be, fine, did I go to the gym? Fine, I didn't. Did I have a good meal? No, I didn't. Did I do this? Just 3. And aim to have 3 people saying thank you. I look at 3 people who can thank me in a day. So it could be that janitor that you met, or that gatekeeper, or your colleague or someone. Anything above that is just a bonus.
I'm curious what I'm curious what the janitor is thanking you for. But so
Come on, you guys, your mind.
What are you doing in the janitor's closet? Wait.
so what I'd say is
On your way out.
what I've found works. Incorporate your passions. Like, you see that we are podcasting and we're going for dinner. This is podcast social. So nowadays, my social life is heavily tied to my podcast. And it was almost also tied to gym. Now I gym with friends until you disappeared. But I've gone with Tim. So
I look forward to the next one. Thank
the
you.
positive stuff we do outside our main job to also be social. Yeah. Because
Hence-
outside meeting you for dinner or in this context of content, I don't really have an exterior social life.
Yeah.
Like, my social life is really tied to podcasting and gym.
Can I be honest with you? I think also it's a dancer that keeps you in check.
Having a wife, of course.
What
Because
about people who don't have
Because
wives?
it's called, and some people, this is specifically for men, I don't know about women, but once you have your sexual security in check, and sexual security doesn't mean now I'm a raging bull, like every time I see my wife, like, but just knowing that it's there for the taking,
Raging bull.
knowing that it's there for the taking literally keeps you in check.
Yeah.
Like, I know myself, I remember the single version of me. I was always trying to make sure I have some sex somewhere secured, because you need it. It's part of life. But once you have it down pegged, I know if I want sex, I can get sex. That's catered to. It's a very big part of a man's life.
But what about for someone who doesn't have a consistent sex life?
But that's what I'm talking about.
ahead.
Having a relationship brings that stability that allows you to then focus. That's why
because
success-
I mean, here's the thing. Just maybe to add on to that point. Sorry for cutting you. Can be 11 at night. It's time to wind down, and you get that raging one.
yeah.
and then Eric is like, we were supposed to meet at the gym at 11:30, and then Sajid all of a sudden has a migraine.
His other head is aching, man.
Hey, because the amount of migraines I've thrown at this guy's like, how many times this guy get migraines?
And you see, all I have to do is just this.
but
Yeah.
and then it's
So there's a reason why world over, married men, being married, of course, happily married, and success are closely tied, man.
Yes, that
Because
goes hand in hand. Yeah.
That stability is so important. Accountability. I can't just be out and about till wherever without someone. Like, I have to tell Dance after this, she knows I'm going for dinner with my homies.
Yeah.
That she knows these homies. She likes these homies. She approves of you. If I was going out with some other people, like guys who turn up crazy, she probably wouldn't be down for that. But if I was a single guy, I'd put myself in all those risks.
Correct.
Sajid, you're heroin tonight? Heroin? I don't worry, mate. I won't take, but I'll be there, And so it's a great point you bring up in terms of having that person to be accountable to.
Yeah. How are you? Because are you single? We're both single men.
Are you asking that question?
Because last we spoke, we were both single, yeah? We're single for the night and then we
Tim
find
is an
someone catch up.
incel. I'm joking.
Well, I look at it this way, and I owe it to what we learned in flight school. 5 P's. Prior preparation prevents poor performance. If you can prepare for anything, whether it's
Prepare
at
to fail.
sex life, whether it's at work, whether it's your social life, if you have it prepared,
Prepare to fail.
yeah, you could either prepare to fail or prepare to win.
Do you guys remember that old saying, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy,
Wealthy
wise?
and wise, yeah.
Do you think that's true? You
Yeah.
think getting to bed early, getting up early, going after it?
Early to bed,
For me, what it takes, what that describes is structure.
Ashton Hall.
Structure.
Motherfucker wakes up at 3:50 a.m.
he wakes up 3:50 a.m. to prepare for the following day.
Do you think it's true what he's doing?
He prepares for the next.
It's gimmicky, but it's brilliant in terms of what it's brought for him. He was saying, my dream was to be in the NFL and buy my mama a house. The cliche stuff. But through this, he's been able to do all of that.
Mad props to the guy. And
Yeah.
what I like is,
And a good production team.
yes. But here's the thing. Everyone was, so as much as people were mimicking what he was doing, I think it was,
Traction.
imitation was just a source of flattery for him.
That's absolutely.
And how we've all rallied behind him, it's so positive. But now he's become so big, I'm starting to see the vultures sort of seep in. There was actually literally there's a guy called
Stratroga.
Greg Doucette. He does these natty or not videos, right? But basically attacked him. It says, you guys are delusional for believing his routine will get you in shape. But I think genuinely they're trying to miss the messages. And sometimes what happens is if you get too big, if you get to 100,000 subscribers, there may be something you said in a podcast where someone will not agree with you. Like that motherfucker was saying we can't eat jugus on a podcast. Now,
Now, another thing that guys forget also that I am trying to spearhead, at least in this side of the world, and I copied it straight out of Joe Rogan's book, is empower people. Like you prop people up
yes.
and you end up growing yourself.
To be honest,
for
you're
the
very
prop.
good at that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the props.
Rising tide.
Thanks for the
It's a
props.
conscious thing.
Yeah. Rising tide
And most people are not.
elevates all ships.
Yeah.
Most people are not like that. You'll go, it's always competition. It's always especially in this digital space where people think if I help so and so, I'm robbing myself of eyeballs and vice. It's a very warped way of thinking. Now, spiritually, I think that attitude of trying to empower, it has a karmic effect, man. You end up
Abundance mentality.
So
abundance
whatever
mentality.
you put out into the world then comes back in abundance
Yeah.
towards you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you find that. So back to the aspect of balance. I think.
Let me just put that so I stop clanking every time.
No,
Yeah, sure.
How's the coffee, by the way?
It's good.
Love the coffee.
Yeah, we've been here before. I think
Yeah.
you and I had a date
You
over here.
introduced me to what was that thing I had last time? I was so crazy.
The Kilimanjaro.
Sajid abused me for drinking gas station coffee. He was like, you guy, bro, you're a pilot, man. All right? And I'm obsessed. Ask him. I'm obsessed.
But we often meet at a gas station or at a
What-
petrol station.
I
to
just
have
don't want to say
coffee.
the brand.
Which Garcia brand was that you were going
But
to?
they love,
No, they've got very good coffee, by
good
the way.
coffee.
They've got very good coffee.
They have good
And the
coffee.
one at State
They've
House,
got some stepped on shit.
the one along Dennis Street Road. Is that Dennis Street?
it's strong, yes.
It's Dennis Street, right?
They're called what? Jug and Jeans.
Yeah, that one. Jug engine. Yeah, jug engine. Yeah.
Listen, Connect Coffee, like
Martin
not
Jeans.
not because they sponsor us, but genuinely, these guys put thought into the coffee making process. This Jama is a Korean dude. He takes different blends of coffees. So he takes a Uganda coffee, which is grown next to bananas, which have a very caramel taste because it absorbs it. Then he takes the acidic coffee from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
He takes the Kenyan coffee, which is grown around jasmine, and then he blends them and he comes up with different. Like he's an artist with that. He
A
just doesn't
real
roast them.
proper-
That's proper. That's good.
I genuinely like the Romeo blend, but you guys are coffee drinkers, so I'm sure you'll appreciate all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, remember drinking those Nescafe,
Granules.
the granular stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
How was that shift for you when you went from that Nescafe to now like a blended
Proper
cappuccino,
blended
stuff. You know that shift. That's what I feel these guys do.
So for me, the addict in me lives. The addict in me lives. I'm all about kick. That's why Americano, extra shot of espresso. I like that. I'm not saying necessarily. I'm thinking, oh man, this bean sounds tastes like that from where. No, for
wine
me,
you sound like a wine connoisseur for me.
the strongest for me. The stronger the coffee. That's why Jag and Jeans. The Americano with an extra shot of espresso has me feeling.
To be fair, we'll go and try Jack and Jeans, like maybe later on. We'll see how it is. Then I'll be a judge because I haven't had them in a while.
Yeah.
But the last time I had it was pretty stepped on shit.
And it's also the ambience because, I think they make them different because different petrol stations make them different. The one where we hang out is a different blend compared to what they have along the highways.
Dennis Pitt.
Okay.
Yeah, Dennis Pitt.
By the way, I want to congratulate you because you're nearly at 200,000 views on the Cairo video that you did.
It was an
Props, man.
explosive rejoinder.
200,000 is not a
Me a
small.
five, man.
I think for me, what that episode has done for me, so I won't pretend and act like I didn't know what it was gonna do. I thought maybe I'd get 100K, but what it has shown me is the possibilities in terms of earning power, bro. Like that episode has earned me more than I could have imagined. So I'm
Can we talk about how much? Because I'll come at it from this perspective. That the Kibe video, I think it was 93,000
Kibe, 93?
on my channel.
Oh, yours,
just
okay.
shy of 100K. I think it must have got me 230 euros. Just that video.
Just that.
So 200, I'm assuming you're looking at $500, $600.
Yeah,
Should be about that
about.
much. So if you do 4 or 5 videos like that a month.
Yeah, and there are guys doing that. Lin Gugi and them are doing that. I was with Moff in the gym yesterday and he opened up about his earning. Bro.
Na uliona payslip yangu P9 ya last year, si ndio?
Ongeza sha, ongeza
Hapana.
shift, ongeza
Hapana,
shoe.
now we have to compare dick sizes. While we do that, okay, I want you guys just
I
to
don't
bring
even
me
have
up
the numbers, so I'm just. This sounds like
but-
Greek to me.
No, but thanks. And then also,
Yeah.
I was actually talking with my wife the other day and we were trying to brainstorm a guest for Coffee Pump. Like, I'll look at the guys I've interviewed. I'm like, who would be good? Me, I'm still stuck on Prezo. I think Prezo could be an explosive one in terms of numbers.
Coffee Pump? Numbers?
Yeah, numbers.
Wait, chill.
And then
Prezo has a following, right?
then the Sajid Prezo, there's like an element there that can be capitalized. Yeah. And Prezo would give you that funny.
You think so?
So we work on that.
Prezo's got the lines.
Yeah. That's
But Prezo doesn't make music anymore. Sorry, I'm just trying to find that P9.
No, I mean, Prezo is still relevant. He's still relevant somehow.
he has an explosive personality and it can be brought out.
More than that?
It can be brought out
On
by,
YouTube? Look at the bottom.
At his payslip.
That's in a year.
Yeah, in a year.
Yeah. So divide by 10
Right.
per month.
So something similar.
Yeah.
Per month.
Or even more. Teetering on like a 0.5.
Yeah. No.
You saw that number, yeah?
Yes.
So
That-
the question is, should I quit my day job?
No.
If you've reached his
No.
Kim
No,
says
no,
no.
no.
At this point, no.
No.
With my 200,
No.
with my 200 Kim, you can work for free.
Yeah.
At
I mean,
this
Kim
point-
needs to be paid. We
at
need
this
to be
point,
here.
But no, you're telling me he can make this amount on YouTube?
Not can.
He
He's-
does make that
he's
much.
making.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Bro, seriously.
So it showed me the possibilities. Now, someone like Lin Gugi, right? They call her the Kenyan Oprah.
Tell me about Lin Gugi, because you guys were mentioning her.
She's the biggest platform.
she
YouTube,
is.
yeah. She's a million.
And she started like from nowhere.
1.5, eh?
She's a YouTuber.
Yes.
Yeah.
She averages 400K views per video. And she does like 3 a week or 2 a week. And she has so many
Sponsors.
Bro, she's making
Which-
a killing.
Which reminds me, let me ask a very simple question. Is it right for one to have, say, your M-Pesa number on the screen, or what is it called? A PayPal?
Of course.
I don't
okay.
know.
No.
I sort of.
Only in Africa we feel ashamed to do that. Yet everywhere else, West guys have Patreon. Guys, I'm not yet big enough to have a Patreon, but once I'm big enough, yes.
I should flash my.
You think?
I should flash.
Think about this. Moaf was telling me there's a guy who sent their M-Pesa. Was it his PayPal or M-Pesa? £1,000. So what do you mean? There's
Really?
there's someone you'll say something, Sajid and Tim. You'll say something. You'll look at, man, this video has 5,000 views. There's someone you'll touch somewhere that they'll feel obliged to actually reward you with money.
So I should put my PayPal on the screen.
Yes.
Not so many times.
And then
flash
also,
it. Yeah.
remember, we're pushing culture. So
Yeah.
we're moving Kenya from a freebie culture to for guys to appreciate that for us to shoot here today, this took time and effort. I found Kim setting
Kim,
up. Look at all
thank
this
you very much
equipment
for
that
the job.
Sajid has bought with his baller salary, but it costs money. So for us to do this, in as much as it's passion and it's vibes, bro, it's effort.
And it has to be rewarded somehow.
And why is it only in Africa where it's free things?
Okay, you
Pushing culture.
hey,
You see where your balance is coming from?
you know that's a big cultural shift for me, right? Because
Oh.
I mean, look, I 100% get it that if we compare ourselves to the origin of the YouTube culture, which is the States, everyone has Patreons, everyone has subscription models, everyone has this. So what's wrong with us putting our M-Pesa number on screen? For example, Kibe, when he does his live, guys send him money. He puts his thing there.
Yeah.
Is that wrong to ask for people for money that
there's
way?
nothing wrong.
You know why you're acting. You're
There's
acting.
nothing wrong.
You're speaking from a point of privilege because you have a day job. Imagine if you didn't have a day job.
Oh fuck, guys! My police, that thing will take activation.
Yes. And for some people, this is like their main career. So how can you dare not charge?
Okay, so let me talk in terms of strategy then. So what we do is we become consistent. I like the
I
fact.
like the consistency.
No, I like the fact that I'm trying to actually to his credit, and he sort of put this idea in my head. Was we create a cohort. We have Tim, we have Eric, we have Sajid. We add people into that bracket, the way Joe Rogan does to his friends, and we all elevate each other.
Yeah.
That helps consistency because as Eric grows and as you grow, you bring a certain amount of wisdom and following that then basically gets left on your channel.
Yeah.
That then elevates you, and then we exchange that. We're basically helping prop each other up.
Yeah.
YouTube monetization aside, should we get like an M-Pesa dedicated number and a PayPal number? That's one thing you've done, right?
Yes.
Has it helped? Has
He
anyone-
has a paper. He
My
has a
M-Pesa,
PayPal.
I think so far maybe I've accumulated like 4,000 bob.
Is it your own number or you got like a till number?
A separate, no, it's a
I got a teal number.
I got a specific line that's for that.
Till number.
Now,
Yeah.
which brings me to something.
Makendeyenu services.
No. My teal number is interesting. Hold on, guys. My teal number is very interesting.
That's a dope name.
No, hang on.
No, first let's agree.
No, hang on.
Makendeyenu services.
Oh, no, hold.
In this podverse, right?
Yeah.
In this podverse that we're trying to create, we have different strengths. Me, I'm aggressive. I can get whoever.
You remind me of myself in sales.
You are brilliant at podcasting one and the administrative side. I feel like Sajid
Oh,
can be
yes.
so good
Oh,
at
yes.
creating structures around.
Can you believe he was sent for like what is that called? A diary.
Yeah, and then he was late though.
What was this?
You're the one who sent the diary, like
Oh,
you
like a
sent
calendar invite. to the-
invite.
That was a late way.
Oh man,
You're on
I was
time.
talking to
Yeah, he was on
701.
Yeah, you're on time.
You're on time.
You're on time. But anyway, you're saying
So
something.
if we mesh those forces together, like shout out to Sajid, he's gotten me a connection to also the protein thing, right? If we mesh our strengths and just keep alley-ooping each other, bro, the possibilities are endless, man.
And then also the guest on Coffee Pump and the guest on every other time. It could be the same person. It could be Kibe. It could be Prezo. It could be anyone else. But then how they speak and what they say and how they say it is completely different, and it reaches out to different audience.
So in fact, Kim was asking about why I said no to Cairo. I remember you talking. So
Next
obviously,
time you bring Cairo on your show.
no, I think there's too much heat on him right now because if he comes on the podcast, the expectation is to talk about whatever's going on. I think the gent has a lot to offer aside from whatever he's being faced with right now.
That's
so
true.
maybe we let it cool off, then maybe do a midnight run with him and just talk about life. Just talk about cars. Just talk about this.
Nah, if I were you right now, if I was to get Cairo, I'm talking about industrial area.
What do you mean?
Experience
Life
in
in
industrial
industrial
area,
area.
man. I've been there for a week and a half. How was that? That's what.
No, but do you agree with me that I wait for all these things to cool
No,
off? Then
catch
get
him when he's hot.
Nah, because
Catch him when he's hot.
That boy will be hot. To be
still-
fair, that guy
he
knows
still
how
is
to.
hot.
He'll know how to make fire.
He knows how to bring audience to people We don't know whether he brings audience to himself. He's still hot right now. Get him on the remand part of life. See what he had to experience in there. Was he someone's wife, someone's girlfriend?
And
what was it?
as purists as we want to be about content is what also people want to see.
You did a very by the way, can we clap for Eric? That 4 hour fucking podcast.
4 hours 40, man. My
4
glutes,
hours.
my glutes were sore by the time I was done.
Did you guys
bro.
take a break in between that? Did
no
you cut?
breather?
You know what I liked about that? There's
My
a bit on that
cats.
podcast where Cairo,
Oh yeah.
Cairo sipped from an empty glass, trying to explain himself.
Yeah, because he was
Guy was
nervous.
like-
Yeah. I asked him some tough questions.
Yeah, and I appreciate that
was
because
that?
you check bullshit, by the way, and some people sort of tiptoe around the things. You
This guy
don't.
comes across as very unassuming. You know, he's not your everyday. Who's that Al Jazeera guy who?
Mehdi Hassan.
Yeah, Mehdi Hassan.
My style
he doesn't come across as that guy.
My style is, it's, I'll put the rope on the table. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hang with it.
Yeah.
It's there. And I'll ask questions where if you want to hang yourself, you'll hang yourself.
Yeah.
But I'll give you every chance to redeem yourself as well. So I'm not combative. So a lot of people maybe would have expected, you get where the cars, where's the money? No, let's take it nice and slow.
Yeah.
Let me also peel back your layers so that you feel like you're the one who's controlling. Meanwhile, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. Like for him, one thing I learned, I think he thought he was controlling that environment.
Yeah.
But he didn't realize I was.
No, yeah, exactly. You were sort of.
I've seen the snippet he's done with Ndura or Ringi.
That's the pastor.
That's an ex-Mongiki leader.
Let me
No, so
tell you.
wait, the guy who was getting 500,000 bob a day.
Yeah. He's an like he was number one general.
I've seen the snippet. I'm like, how did he manage to, first and foremost, to get him there? Number
Yeah,
two,
how did you manage that?
Yeah,
How did I get
What?
Ndura?
How did
Social
you get him
media.
to confess?
Moaf connected me.
You see, that's the culture we're talking about. You share for share for share.
Moaf
But
gets,
then,
why haven't you done Ikonini? Why hasn't this guy done Ikonini?
You remember when I was telling you when post-coitus, when I sit on the edge of the
Hakuna.
bed, listen to me. Listen.
breaking my heart.
Wait. No, Tulia.
You're
Who's
breaking
got
my
a bigger
heart.
tummy?
Okay. Eric has lost
Yeah, and
fucking
how many
11
times?
kilos.
No,
Anyway,
he has.
But even if
I know. Look.
No shame, man.
Here's the thing. Eric has a big dick. He has got a swinging dick.
fair
Right.
enough.
For us, you know,
But my dick wasn't on camera.
no. So we went to a club, yeah.
Yeah.
And we went to a club, me and Eric. And again, I'm coming. This is a roundabout story, so just bear with me.
Fair enough.
So we went to a club. I see a nice mama. I approach her. I'm like, Eric, back me up. She looked at me. She's like, I only do 12 inches. Then she looks at Eric. I'm like, Sawa, I can in 2 installments.
Which mama is this?
And then she's like,
Because
with
there's
that-
another mama who
but
popped
then
in our
now
lives.
with this tumbo vile metoka ni 3 installments, bro. So
No, but
on
there
the
was another-
Ikonini podcast, if I sit there, you know the thing that you're
It
just
does-
sitting
it-
over there
it-
with that tumbo like
bro,
this.
bro,
Let-
it doesn't matter. Let me
Guys,
It doesn't
Can I
really
say something?
matter.
Can I
Your,
say
your
something?
boy is not lacking in
Can I
anything.
say something?
Yes.
In terms of all jokes
Sasa it's
aside.
just missionary style.
No, all jokes aside.
Make out missionary style.
There comes to
Turn around
listen,
and saying no sorry.
there
Missionary
comes a
style.
point in life where, irrespective of, we all have insecurities.
Yeah.
Right. I remember when we were at the gym, when we had gone to shower. So this guy, me, I'm there shirtless, tits out. Then I asked Sajid, bro, when you're scared of showing your tits in the gym? And I'm like, who gives a shit?
You know, the
No
thing
one-
is,
no one gives that.
Wait,
no,
it-
to
and
be
this
fair,
time-
he went in the sauna.
And this time we're in our 30s. Bro, we've been around the block, we've done things. That excuse for not going on Ikonini, bro, the reason I've been insisting that story is because I know what it's going to do for you. And there are guys who are just waiting to see you on Ikonini. It'll have such a huge effect for your platform.
But to be fair, Moff has shouted me out several times.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to. There's also
He's a solid guy.
Can
by
I be
the
on
way.
Ikonini?
Moff
Okay.
is an amazing
By the
guy.
way,
Can I be on
can
Ikonini?
can I tell you guys something? I got a call from Communications Authority.
Talk about that.
Tell us what's going on. Communications Authority of
Talk
Kenya?
about that.
CAK.
So
That means
that?
they're watching,
Wait,
bro.
what
That means
was
they're
that?
watching. That means you're in the ether.
no. Here's the thing. I have contacts at all these places, and I was misquoted on Moff's podcast.
Misconstrued.
Well, to be fair, when Moff asked me about the SHA thing, I was just talking about the specific aspect of the data center. All right. And I think what was said on the podcast that the entire cost of the project, you can do it sub $50 million. Which, to be honest, after speaking to the experts and actually having dinner with them and the people behind the scenes, yes, you can do it for a lot less than $50 million.
Sub 10 even.
No. So if I'm talking multiple data centers, tier 3 spec, software licenses, staff on
All
site.
this for just SHA alone.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
Sub $50 million, you're talking creme de la creme. And let's just say 25% or maybe 10% of that you use for renewals and for wear and tear every year. From your gents sets to your software licenses to this to that. And you have a very good functioning system. So the guy was, and I again, this is all stuff that I cannot reveal who I spoke to and so on and so forth because it's very sensitive. But yes, that $50 million number, because I got called about it, I had to just make sure I had my ducks in a row. That $50 million.
Was it scary? Was it like an
No,
intimidating call?
It's a person.
Gentleman.
It's a person I know.
Okay.
It's a person I know. They're like, look, we understand that you have a platform. We want to align on messaging. We appreciate what you're doing. We heard these comments were made. Can we try and just align and meet and understand
What's your rate card?
scared?
What's your rate card, bro?
It's a lot. But that just showed me that I was like, okay, if this is getting the attention of public officials, Moff's podcast is very powerful.
Very.
Because then I went and watched his podcast.
That podcast?
Then I didn't realize he called me out. Then I went and watched his podcast. And then someone actually commented that you should bring Sajid on to talk about data centers. After that call, I was like, if I say something and then I want to be vice president.
Can I
But you will be vice
contextualize
president.
just how big Ikonini has become?
Yeah.
Moff quit his, shout out Moff by the way, he quit his radio job so that he doesn't have to go to Tao or mingle where he can be abducted. He's like, let me just operate from one area because Moff doesn't give a damn. Moff says it as it is in terms of anti-government sentiment. He calls out people by name. He's fearless. And right now, a lot of people are aligning with his messaging. By the time the next election comes around, Moff is like what Joe Ageo was in terms of people coming on your platform to permeate a message or a narrative.
But let me ask you this. These
So,
talks, yeah.
long story short,
Go there.
it would behoove you to go to Ikonini.
I'll go.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I'll message Moff. I'll plan for it.
Can I go?
that's up to you.
Let me ask you, Tim.
Okay, go ahead.
Both
Yeah,
of you,
sure.
These abductions, were they actually real, by the way? Like I've heard
Certainly.
I've
yeah,
heard
they are.
stories that some people kidnap themselves.
Yeah, well, yes. There's people who stole. What happened is I interviewed what's his name, Kasmal Makore, very personable guy. But when he came to his story about how he was abducted, he negotiated. If you read in between the lines, when he was abducted, he negoed. So I think when you're abducted, it's plata plomo, like play ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Or
so I think he played.
plata plomo.
So he played ball, right? And
Sorry?
so of course there's that.
There's a bit of pinching
But,
and
yeah.
pinching and punching that goes.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
they tuna dim, they press bullets on you. Yeah. But it's also the cadre you are.
And also how you present yourself. Like, okay,
It
fine, yeah, I'm
depends on
willing to
what cadre
negotiate.
of threat level you are. If you're
Yeah.
a sophisticated person, like they will not kill Cyprian Kiholela. They'll probably try be more sophisticated. But if you are some rough, rugged, anonymous guy like that guy, if he's ever caught, they'll probably remove his balls.
Skin you alive or something.
Yeah.
So there is
Yeah.
genuine threat.
Of course there is.
There is.
This is trillions.
There's a threat that-
trillions at stake.
Yeah.
From people who don't give a damn about the greater good.
And the numbers that
And
you
you're
carry.
coming to threaten their trillions. Of course.
It's either you get onto the table, the coffee table or not, or the dinner table or not.
The risk is, again, you see, I guess with the technology space, it's very easy, especially when it comes to dealing with tenders, to siphon a lot out. Project will go, let's say, for data center services. And I've seen this firsthand. They will exorbitantly exaggerate the price 10x, 20x, 30x, 40x, and people will benefit from that.
Yeah.
And this is money that sets you up for the rest of your life. All right?
For your children and children's children.
And again, having that exposure, my fear is I slip up and I say one of these things on such a platform where I'm like, yeah, this Jama Kulad on that tender. And these are guys,
That's exactly the same apprehension I had even around my last appearance on Ikonini because I got a bit loose-mouthed. But not loose-mouthed. May I have parameters. The one people I will not talk about are barons.
Baron Trump.
Drug barons.
Drug barons.
Yeah.
That's my only line. Politicians, I can be like from far, like I can throw pebbles.
Even politicians as well, bro. In this country,
That's why I said pebbles. Let's say stones.
Okay,
Don't
yeah,
say that.
that's
Hey,
yeah.
leave
yeah.
that out.
That one,
what
yeah.
do you think? What do you think, Tim?
I would say, don't you do?
Don't?
Yeah, don't. I mean, him will throw pebbles. The guys will go guns blazing at these politicians and barons, but I'd play on the safe side myself. I'd
Yeah.
keep it with the topic of the day. I'd keep it with what I'm known for, what I'm specialized
To be
in.
honest,
I mean, for you,
yeah.
your computers, your all, internet and
But you bring up
technology
something nice.
Yeah.
Because if it's plata plomo and the bigger platform you grow, at some point there'll be some silver offered.
Yeah,
But
of
let me
course.
ask you, and I'm asking you as I ask
Do I have
myself.
a price? Yes, I do.
Yeah. No, it's a serious question.
Yeah.
If someone came at you with, like I said, as I'm asking me, with the right amount of money, and not necessarily to like say UDA or to say ODM, but perhaps to push an agenda for 2027. Let's get to the election. Remove hii mambo ya protests.
Let's get to 2027.
Yeah. And they're like,
How much?
yeah. You have a price?
And where would that
I'd like
price?
to say no, but I think I do. Like, let me just level with you. There's no pride in poverty. All right, so
15 concubines?
yeah, so if a Jama comes and he'll be like, look, I'll give you $30,000 a month or $50,000 a month just to talk for this
Elections.
party to elections.
Did I disappoint you?
We'll be doing this in Connect Coffee with Eric and Tim. We'll be all cluttered up. Like,
You'd be flying me in.
but the thing is, it's also a double-edged sword, because let's say that party wins, but then the next election cycle, or even before that, that party doesn't win. And then these guys will be like, wait, this Jama was constantly licking their ass. The problem with doing businesses in Kenya, and especially finding investors here, is that four-year election cycle.
It's a business
You
opportunity.
have to make as much as money as you can, because we're not sure who's coming in next.
30K a month in 2 years, bro. You're sorted, man. You're sorted, man.
And motherfuckers can burn to that money quickly, bro.
You get 30K a month. Yeah, I'll maintain my exact same lifestyle.
people
Guys
are-
will see me at work there. V1 rotate.
Can I tell you something?
Positive rate, yeah.
There are people I know who work in the tech industry that burn $40,000 a month.
On
Just lifestyle.
hedonistic lifestyle.
Well, let's
this
say
country?
you're staying in Miami, you're driving a
Okay.
fancy car, you're paying $12,000 for an apartment, you're eating out at fancy places where you're paying $1,000 a meal, you have a beautiful girlfriend, she wants bags, she wants this. And you're the man who has $30,000, $40,000 a month, so you get access to all those vices. That money burns through.
But credit to you, Sajid, and I think you're a better when it comes to financial morals. You're a guy who, in your capacity, in your job, has been given access to funds that you're relatively responsible with.
Can I be honest with you? Can I be very, very, very honest with you?
Yeah.
I was so close to breaking, because some of these opportunities that have come my way, as
Can we give the audience context without being specific?
so here's the thing, like the job I do, we rent out IT real estate, okay? And what happens is a company will come and says, look, we need a data center and we want a place to put it, okay? So let's say in the case of a bank comes, they're like, our data center right now is in a multi-tenant building, okay? We have to worry about the generators, we have to worry about the cooling,
Beautiful,
security, all this stuff. That's like external. What we do is we take that external headache. Your IT team can focus on the IT services.
Correct.
Why is your IT guy running around looking for a generator, looking for spares for ACs? Let us deal with that. So we basically give you a monthly cost. You rent out our data center and you put your servers there. So your IT team innovates. Now that's the simple aspect of the business. There's connectivity, there's cloud, there's so on and so forth. There's a lot of tenders that get floated to us, especially within the way our government is digitizing everything, even private and public sector.
Yeah.
And data centers are always going to be the core of that. No matter whether you use AI, whether you go to cloud, all your data ultimately sits in a data center somewhere.
Would it be the same if you were in a different country outside of Africa?
the same thing.
Say like Melbourne, Japan.
Same thing. Just the only difference is there's more real estate.
Okay, and what about the generators and
Same.
Same.
You see,
It'll
the
be
thing
different
is,
scales.
it's different scale.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, our market is a much more smaller market.
Okay.
So the scale at which we build is very different.
But contextually, theirs is here is like grand.
yeah,
right?
I mean, for the market, I would say we are S grade. S grade in Japanese is like the best you would get. Exactly. Arigato gozaimasu. Now, within government tenders, when you digitize, the foundation of all these digital products is a data center.
Right.
That data center, if it goes down, your digital product is fucked. Your software is fucked because there's no power, there's no backup, there's nothing. So data centers are the cornerstone.
So you're the gateway to.
So imagine that.
Yeah.
And some of the things is, I think, and I credit to my dad, my boss, the family we've been brought up in. I've seen people, money comes, money goes. And
Right.
money disappears very quickly.
Blow it like a running nose.
Exactly. So those opportunities, ultimately, if it does come, first of all, I'll be going against my upbringing, all right, which is do the correct thing, do the right thing.
Right.
And secondly, I'd be compromising the company as well. Because the company gets caught in a scandal that belongs to a government or so on and so forth, finding out there was funds misappropriated, all of a sudden, and we live in Kenya, you'll see a Mwindi guy on the newspaper.
But Sajid also
No,
you're the
okay.
head of sales, and you have, correct me if I'm wrong, you kind of have a budget for schmoozing. I don't know if I have the discipline to
Not even that. It brings me
to be in charge of a budget for schmoozing, bro.
in my heart
I'd
of
probably
hearts.
lose
Just
my
to add on to that, when this podcast started, you talked about balance. When I listened to you 2 seconds ago, I see balance. There's you not letting down your dad, you not letting down your boss, letting down yourself. That
Lo-
I'd call as that
Look,
I'd call it out as balance.
loyalty for me is number one.
Good.
Loyalty, I think, as long as that facet of your character stays true,
I like that.
I think it'll help you go a long way.
Good.
It'll take longer. It's not always the easiest way to go,
Right.
but then ultimately you'll have your hand raised up above. The schmoozing element was a big shock to me because I come from a very different cultural background and business ethics. My mzee and them were the schmoozing and stuff. They would do it, but they wouldn't do it to the extent the corporate guys do it.
But in modern day sales, that's like
Fucking
a
hell, bro.
given.
The amount, like,
Schmoozing, if you're watching, in case you don't know what schmoozing is, schmoozing is like
Rocket.
I'm in sales, I'm trying to close a deal, so I'll do whatever it takes. If Tim likes
yeah.
Chinese served on a fucking ceramic floor
Yeah.
with belly dancers around, I'll make sure I give him the experience just so that I can close the sale.
Exactly.
It's a very Western
It's a very
model
Western
model of sales.
Like
And
an entertainment.
Because maybe
to maintain,
yeah.
because I remember the time, if I may,
Yeah,
you had gone on a trip to Dubai, right?
Yes.
And in the middle of the night, Sajid tells me, "You guys look at this bill." I'm like, "It's a dinner bill," and I looked at that bill. I'm like, "Damn!" I was like,
No, we can say how much was it?
"So like almost $1 million."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that was dinner for 4.
Yes.
Yeah, but he also expounded is like the kind of business these clients are giving them. This is a splash in the ocean.
Bro, maybe to frame it in a certain way, if I spend $1 million bob on a client, I'm getting 100, 200x that from that
Correct.
client.
Yeah.
So a fucking $1 million bob is nothing. But the way I approach sales, again, training from the boss as well, is let's develop a friendship first. Let's go play a round of golf. Let's go for coffee on Sundays. Let's get to know each other's families. You have an issue that's not related to my business, I will find someone to help you with it.
Correct.
I'm the guy, I'm the fucking yellow pages. Anything you need, if
We've
I
got
don't
it.
have it, I will source it for
What if
you.
I'm a guy of hookers?
You.
No, of course not. I'm married.
exactly.
Happily
So,
married. But there'll be someone
Who would
who
want
would be a guy of hookers, or a guy of the Charlie or the Yale.
Look,
do you,
Zoom in on Sajid, right?
Let's just say they've been interesting experiences. Everyone is very varied on what they like, what they don't like. My job is to try and facilitate a lot of things. My job is to just try and be the guy that people will like. It has also made me go out at times where I don't want to go out. I think I'm a very introverted person. I'd rather be home playing PlayStation. But 3 in the morning,
Social
Bana,
batteries.
I'm out there dancing in the middle of the fucking
That's why
stage.
sometimes you don't have social battery for your friends, man.
Because
Going to the gym?
I'm worn out, right? So here, I'll give you an example. Let's early Jan, a couple of heavy hitters came down, right? And I had a podcast the next day. These guys wanted to go out all night. Alchemist, here, there. Take them to
Everywhere.
other places, bro. Do you know mamas? Do you know this? Do you know that? So I'm calling friends. I'm meeting everyone. They're like, let's go from house party to house party. I didn't sleep. I basically went to work. I changed. I took a shower. We have showers at work for these things. Took a shower at work. Got to the podcast. Shot the podcast. This guy was asking me why my energy is low. Went home and knocked out for like another 5 hours.
There are times you sleep. There are times this guy will go for 2
Early
days
Jan.
straight and then sleep for 14 hours. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. So
I
because
share that energy.
no, because what happens is then you end up going for 2 weeks. You're sleeping 3-4 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Then a Friday will come. I get home at 7 and I knock out till the next day.
But one thing I really respect about you, Sana, and I think I was raised similarly, is I think the men in our life, work ethic is not even, you cannot discuss work ethic. You have to have it as a dude.
But that's why I was asking you guys to circle back to the burnout. Is it's been 9 years, bro. I'm a joker. I don't.
Do you have time for yourself?
So here's the funny things. When I get time, I just
Sleep?
sit and just think.
That's good enough.
I don't listen to audiobooks. I don't listen to anything.
That's good enough.
I'll switch on the PlayStation and I'll turn it to back off.
I know you hate hearing this, but a nice, wholesome wife would really add to that whole package.
Tim,
Let's get
what's the counter argument for that? Because I know Tim is single as well. Is he single right now?
Sips water. Well,
Romantically, tell me where you are.
I'm not there. I'm
Do you
not
want
there.
to be there?
Not right now.
What's the goal right now? What are you focusing on?
I want to build Tim. I feel like Tim has lost quite a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like Tim needs to solidify as a person, health-wise, mentally. There's education in front of me. But I also see Tim as, a long time ago I used to be a giver. Now I'm not a giver. Well, I'm getting back to becoming a giver. And you see, when you give, the world will definitely give it back to you.
Like, are you approaching it from the perspective of, if my cup is empty, how can I give?
Yes. My cup is empty. Well, it's half. It's half.
That
right
actually
now.
reminds
Literally.
me. That reminds me of something what they say on the plane. Is that, let's say in an emergency, the flight must come off.
Yeah.
How the fuck? They ask you to put your mask on first, because
before
if
you
you're
help.
dead, you're no use. You have no use to the person next to you.
Yeah.
So take care of yourself first before taking care.
I'm busy filling up my cup. That's it. That's where I'm at. So I desire, it's a great place to be with someone, but yeah, it's fine. It's nice, but my cup needs to be full.
And did you get your PPL?
I got my PPL.
And I think before we did the podcast, you didn't have it, right?
I didn't have it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, big up.
That's big.
Yep.
I got my PPL. So I'm still adding my cup.
I know. So what's the next milestone? We're going to get to his next milestone, which I'm very excited
Next
about.
milestone will be CPL,
What
not-
CPL is?
commercial pilot license.
Okay.
Going to SA for it,
Yes.
which is good. Love it out there. Great place to be.
When are you planning on leaving for that?
Anytime soon.
We need
In
to do a
couple
midnight
of
coffee
days,
run before
yeah,
you go.
We need to.
So when you do commercial pilot license, then you sort of become the first officer, which is what Eric is doing.
Yes, I become a first officer, same thing as what he's doing.
Yeah.
Pursue ATPL, Airline Transport Pilot License. I got that one right?
Yeah.
Yep. ATPL, which is like the masters in flying.
That's what Eric is doing right now.
Yeah,
He's done
Eric's
8
doing
or 9
that.
papers.
I have two papers left.
2 papers to go. He sits for 8 papers. He started with 8 papers.
In total,
and
it's
then
8
2.
papers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's been a
2
journey,
left.
man. 6 down, man.
Wow.
Tell me about that.
Good stuff,
tell
man.
me about how is it like prepping? Because
Hell.
is it like cramming? Do you have to understand the concepts?
It's
Hold that
in a Kenyan context, it's cramming.
yeah.
It's
But it's also mastering. It's mastery.
I think it's a combination of
no
both.
for ATP for the way exams are set up. It's just a barrier of entry. I can pass the exam in a week and fail it because I crammed towards the
crammed,
exam.
yeah.
So cramming one at this advanced age, and then also while balancing everything else, it's been hell. I can't even lie to you.
It's also mastery.
I've not enjoyed any moment of the preparation towards exams.
But
It
big up to
sucked.
you. You've knocked down, 6 papers within a very short time.
But hell,
Man. And balancing this, hanging out with us and doing your work plus just being that person to your wife. I mean, that's quite a lot.
What type of exam takers are you guys? And like, are you prep weeks in advance or take a week, cram everything?
I'm
No,
a week
weeks in
guy.
advance.
I'm a
Me,
week guy.
Week.
my week.
Already split.
No,
You
I have
pre- you
to
prep week-
I prep like way in advance.
I'm more like Eric, man. You know, the thing is,
Pressure.
Pressure.
What's that?
no.
Pressure. When
Pressure
start feeling pressure, it's like, now I need to
me,
switch
I
on.
prepare. I prepare because even as I cross over to the other side,
Yeah.
I have to convert my license from Kenyan PPL to South African PPL. So the conversion means I sit for 3 papers. Have I been reading? Definitely yes.
Oh, it's 3 now?
Yeah, it's 3.
Wow. Okay.
You've got air law, you've got Met, and you've got air law, Met, and the third one, flight, not flight performance.
Principles of flight.
Yeah, no, it's flight performance and planning. So those 3 papers you have to read for them.
But how
And
does
I've
it
been
feel
reading.
being part of the cohort now, the skipper cohort? Can I be honest with you? I get very
I feel
jealous when I
good.
see pilots because it's like that Top Gun type vibe, you know? It's like,
No,
guys,
don't romanticize it with Top Gun's great. I mean, it's everything that
when my jumbo jet flight is late,
A hard conversation I've been having with my brother Tim here
yeah,
is
it's work.
don't enter this thing with a naive outlook of over romanticizing the
Yeah.
career. There's a whole other side to it. It's early mornings, late nights, a lot of reading, a lot of
your circadian rhythm is
a lot
fucked,
of
huh?
appraisals.
Yes.
We're constantly being appraised. So to the time I had to like sit him down and tell him, like, because I felt he had a bit of a
Romance.
takeoffs and landings and airports and hell.
It's work.
It's a lot of work.
It's work.
You have to read for it.
yeah.
And thanks to him, I mean, within 2 weeks, we were able to do the PPL. 2 weeks.
to finish the
I
year.
just sat down. This guy is a force to reckon with when it comes to aviation, like from start to end, all the 8 subjects in one. Because he will break it down in such a way it becomes very, very palatable. So here I am. I'm stuck in a rut. I don't know how to go about getting my GFT, my ground flight test. And sat with this guy for 2 weeks, and we were able to like break it down into pieces. It was super palatable. And it was just like
saw
that. Very
someone he had catastrophized something, which is common from his vantage point, because he was in a specific system that wasn't working. I was like, you can just go and do it somewhere else and finish up.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need that car.
You need that push.
Yeah.
You need-
And I
and
appreciate
he gave me a great
he
push.
plays that big brother role quite well.
He plays a big brother role in the industry, and not just to me, to other people. I mean, this other week we were what? We were we were dousing. Is it dousing ourselves? No, we were hammering ourselves with nyama choma, just celebrating one of our friends who he spoke to, and right now he's gotten himself a good job with one of the airlines in town.
Yeah.
he got
Actually,
his
2 guys.
PPL.
No, he's
He's
joined me at my airline, but I held his hand
Yeah.
all through interviews. And I don't know why people gatekeep. I don't know, it's because of the rough experiences I've been. And there's so many times I needed help where I didn't get help. And I always just said, when I have a chance to help, I'll help. So, and helping this guy, that was, for me, it's like,
I feel good about that.
and I'm going to use an analogy that don't take offense.
It's okay.
But it's like,
I mean, it's life.
it's like a kid not seeing that if they walk there, I'll hit that thing and then just moving it for them. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
Because I have a further vantage point specific to this career.
Yes.
It's like seeing the forest from the trees. Sometimes you're so in it, you can't appreciate actually what you have. And he's standing on the outside saying, by the way, this is what it looks like.
And he makes it very, very easy. I'll tell you, hanging out with Eric has made my aviation journey seem so, let's not use the word easy, but
Doable.
palatable, doable.
Yes.
We talk about gatekeepers every so often, and we just realize that these people are just human beings. People who've been in the industry for more than 20, 30, 40, 50 years, who are supposedly the ones who have the know-how. Yet times have changed. This guy is some Gen Z who, coming out of, his personal experiences and overcoming,
Yeah.
and literally showing you that this thing can be done and it's possible. And the best thing I remember him telling me, which I am doing right now, which now backs up what you had asked me earlier on, paid forward.
Paid forward.
Paid forward. I
Do you
am
do
more
that?
than
Do you
willing
guys do
to
that a
lift.
lot? For a lot of
Yeah,
Sometimes-
it'd be nice to lift up someone
Aviation
who's
is
struggling.
treacherous. The path
It
to
is.
trying to get where you want, there's so many discouraging moments. As
Very.
simple as, man, I've not yet gone my first solo. All my classmates have gone. And you're there thinking, am I cut out for this? Just chill a weekend too. Just stay focused. Just
If I were to do
PPL.
PPL, how long would it take me?
Because you're a baller, 3-4 months.
This is Bola. I'll show you how broke I am right now.
No, I mean we're talking about what with
I was able to calculate your salary. Now I know how much you earn.
with
Bro, you're earning
consistent.
crazy. That's a
with
crazy
the
salary to
consistent-
have.
With consistent cash, it
Bills.
would take him, and his personality would give him about 3, 4, 5 months, and it's good to go. Because yes, aviation is money.
Karibu by there. If you want to do a PPL, I can hold
do,
your hand
yeah.
there also.
Let me get, because it's something that was Dad's dream. Dad wanted to be a pilot.
You mentioned, yeah.
So I would say just to do it in his, to do it
Honorarium.
and take him on a flight.
That would be good.
And a PPL is very doable. Someone
Yeah,
with your
it's doable.
aptitude, you'll be fine.
So what would be the process for me to do that? I'd have to do the
medical.
theory aspect first.
Just a medical,
get your
ground school,
medical.
and the hours.
So medical means that you have to also be in decent. Like I can't see. My eyes are fucked. I need to wear
That's
glasses.
fine.
That's okay.
They'll
can wear
just-
glasses.
you can wear glasses and fly.
There's just a certain, you're not there. There's
Threshold.
There's a certain threshold of glasses where
What's
Hey!
that? What's that character called? The guy with big glasses, the kid.
Dexter?
No.
No.
This is-
Mandok.
No, Elmo or something. What was it? He used to be from like 70s, 80s. Is like a sitcom.
Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel.
Like Urkel is not being given a class 2 medical, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're below the age of 40. That will give you 2 years to walk around it to get your PPL.
2 years.
Yeah, below the age of 40, you get tested after 2 years.
Your
Above
medical is
your
valid for 2 years.
Running
Okay.
for 2 years.
Okay. Sour.
Which
So
is
then-
good because you can do something around it and get your PPL as fast as you can.
I think let me get the finance sorted out. Let me open up.
You already have the finances.
M-Pesa till number. So I want to segue. This is guys. If you haven't watched our last podcast, we talked about conspiracy theories. We went a bit crazy over there because these
A
two
lot has
nutters
changed.
are the same as me when it comes to a lot of these weird elements that have been discovered.
Shout out Bill Gates saying the same thing I was saying on my podcast.
Oh, shout out to
About
the
AI.
story of the sun, which you showed me the other day.
Did you guys see this? We'll talk about this.
You saw what Bill Gates said about UBI.
The universal basic income.
Yeah.
I still think he's a dickhead. And
I know. People don't like you, but
Yeah, no,
he had a
I
point.
I disagree with him because you see, the thing is, in order to get a universal basic income, means different government structures would have to work together. Knowing
you
how
s-
government structures work
you
together,
seeing
that would
what
never
Trump
be
is
possible.
he just
doing?
wants to offer the software.
Trump is doing for what he's doing is for America. By the way, did you see that $5 million thing?
Yeah.
What?
Apparently, 1,000 people have already bought it.
Damn.
That's how much? $500 million?
Guys have money, eh?
Yeah.
Is that $500 million?
Yeah.
No, that's
Have you seen the taxes imposed?
$5 billion.
Have you seen the taxes imposed on these other
people.
countries?
Oh, yeah, damn.
I think 1,000 people. I heard it on a conference call
Are you
recently.
seeing the taxes is imposed on poor
Tariffs.
third world countries? Lesotho 50%, and then China 34%. You wonder where.
You know,
what
the
is
thing is,
The stock market apparently is
Lesotho
crashing, but
offering?
but apparently they're saying it's an ebb and flow
Can
of
I-
what the
can-
bigger picture.
Can I be honest with you? I think these guys are dumping the market. They're dumping the crypto markets, and it's cheap. If they were to buy up crypto at a cheaper rate, and then it shoots up 300-400% as part of the Federal Reserve's sort of additional asset to gold, they would then clear up the national deficit just with crypto alone.
Easily.
So maybe that's a strategy.
So but I think behind the scenes there's some massive wealth creation happening also.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Trump doubled his net worth with his coin. He made like 2-3 billion
Damn.
just by launching.
But that doesn't make
Bitcoin.
that doesn't make Elon the world's richest guy as of now, because he could be facing a
Well,
lot
then
as far as his Tesla brand is concerned. Because now Tesla is coming number 2 after BYD.
But the latest Forbes, he still ranked number 1.
Well, it's teetering on. It's
What
still
on number 2?
The big boys, the
Number
big boys.
2.
But what
From 400, it's 300 billion. Oh.
Yeah.
what I'll say is they're making extreme moves, so maybe there'll be extreme results. For us, it's just about wait and see. Did you guys see the stuff about the pyramids?
Yes,
of course.
we
Of
saw.
course,
man.
Of course.
The fuck?
That means we don't know anything about anything.
Nothing.
Like-
nothing.
And
We
2
were once-
kilometers down with winding coils. Bro, we don't know jack about jack. That just confirmed for me.
They had that in service. It was undocumented.
No, there wasn't anything on it.
It wasn't.
These guys were arranging those pyramids like Legos.
There were people who were talking about the pyramids
When they
being
were-
a power source, right?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
this sort of now
Confirms.
confirms
Yeah.
that aspect, yeah?
Yeah.
I think there must have been like a cataclysmic event that just wiped out everything and left some small evidences. Because
we just
how
shrunk.
do you explain that? How? Like
We shrunk, like I was telling you the other day, we shrunk as human beings. There were once big people in this planet.
I think we coexisted. I don't think we shrunk. I think
Is
there were
it?
giants, and there were some of the
And
temples.
how many giants?
Because there are temples that were multi-doored. There was a door for like a 25-foot guy,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
those doors for like normal human beings.
Do you guys believe that giants existed? I think
Yeah, I do
Absolutely.
believe. Yeah, I do believe giants.
biblically, Nephilims and
Yeah.
those were what are they? Angel.
They were a hybrid of angel human.
By the way, that
Why don't you want to live anymore? So,
But I always wonder if they coexisted. Imagine the giant take like farts, you guys. That's chaos for the small guys. Hey.
imagine one comes after your mama.
No.
It's
What
like,
would
it's like going to a club with Eric.
No, not even that. It's like we were pets to these people, but how many were they in the world?
Can you get Donald? Just yeah. Sorry, you were
But
saying.
how many of these giants were in the world? Yeah, versus there's so many ants that because we can't count the number of ants that
And
we
plus,
have in
when
the
this guy
world.
was taking a doozer, even if he took a doozer
Yeah.
2 kilometers away, bro, the hair.
Seriously,
The ozone layer.
I've asked myself those questions, bro.
it's weird because
There were fewer giants compared to the number of people that are there in the world at that time.
have you ever had a giant who was a dog?
Who was
Sorry?
that?
Who was a giant who there wasn't?
Jezebel.
According to
I don't know.
according to who?
what's your
Yeah.
reference?
And maybe we've never measured.
So Kim is asking if there was ever a giant,
Giant woman.
female.
Female. Are you talking about the one who didn't get a lift on lift?
But also, they say giants took humans for wives, bro. But how? Even the physiological.
You 6'4" fuckers. That explains it.
Imagine how 30'4".
Angels came down to they did the thing in the women.
But how? Because angels were like, aren't they like big?
Well, they're angels, really.
They weren't big. It was just like no.
I mean, I think we don't know Jack about Jack. That pyramid thing just confirmed that, man. Like,
There's so much, and I think it'll be revealed. But the problem is with this UFO and this pyramid stuff. The pyramid stuff was released just when JFK's stuff was released as well. So is it a distraction? Is it something from the Epstein list?
I'm
Is that
waiting-
taking our attention away from all
Give
these
it
things?
time.
I'm waiting for Candice.
Yes. By the way,
Once-
she was saying that Mama was a man.
Yeah, but it's confirmed.
It's not confirmed. Is
The
it confirmed?
evidence is overwhelming. You know that saying, the truth is stranger than
Are
fiction?
you talking
Yes.
about Emmanuel?
It comes from somewhere. Like
Yes.
over times and over millennia, I think human beings observed things that were so strange but were true, and they're like, I think there's truth. So that one from Macron, bro, she comes with receipts. She said she was willing to bet her career. Tucker Carlson thought she was crazy till he watched it, and you're like, damn. Joe Rogan watched it, like, damn. That guy is a homie, and that guy is the paps.
Let's wait for the receipts. That's all
They're
we
there.
can say.
They're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there. Like there's a lot of
There's
overwhelming evidence.
there's a video where Emmanuel's dancing with the so-called wife at that time
With the
when
dad.
he was young. That's the dad. What was that dance? Was it a flamenco or waltz or something? I don't know. Back then when he was a
Well, whatever
young
it was,
lad.
it's just weird as fuck. The world is crazy. There's so little that we know about it.
yeah.
Thank you.
you.
We know so little about the world. There's just all these things being revealed, and it's all being revealed like it seems in like last 2 to 3 years. More and more information is coming out. There's the aspect of Antarctica, where there's a civilization tucked underneath. You guys have seen that as well.
Please send me that.
I'll send you that video. It's just weird. It relates to the ice wall. There's different research stations going over there. Apparently, in the North and South Pole, or maybe it's the South Pole, one of them, no country is allowed to do any research over there.
Yes.
It was marked off. Why is it marked off?
And they've agreed collectively.
Yes,
like-
correctly.
Is that the reason why? Sorry for my dumb question, but is that the reason why they want to take over Greenland?
Sorry?
Is that the reason why they want to take over Greenland?
Greenland is resource rich.
No, Greenland is resource rich. Yeah.
rich.
I
Okay.
think maybe that's another strategy. But guys, as we start, as Eric loves to say, as we land the plane,
Approaching
controls?
minimums.
50.
What's
40.
the rest of the year looking for each of you? Let's start with you, Eric. What's the plans for the rest of this year?
So first, I'm gonna just come out of the closet. No, on a serious note. So for personally, just finish my ATPL. That's career-wise. Podcast-wise, get to 50K. Target to 50K by the end of the year. Continue having riveting
50K,
conversations.
yeah?
Yeah.
That I think that'll happen.
Continue having riveting conversations. Fitness journey, like, bro, losing this much weight in 1 month, it's so fulfilling.
Slim face.
Yeah.
Please don't give up on that. I think that what I'll request you is I'll keep you accountable, you keep me accountable. You just push me, I'll push you.
But you have to allow me to.
Yes, of course.
Because you know how to duck that goose. So continue growing and nurturing these friendships. And love my wife, man. I love her to death. I'll always shout her out every time I can.
For your
She said
fitness,
you owe her dinner.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. For the fitness journey, we still have to do your macros and your measurements. So that's the next step we're working on. Are you still losing weight?
Am I still?
Are you still losing weight?
Yes.
Okay, then here's the thing. Then we'll not really correct anything. I think when you stop losing weight based on what you're eating every day, we'll actually find your true maintenance. And that will then help us now decide where to go from there. So I'll work with you on that. Tim, my brother.
Well, I'm keeping it true north for me. Different culture, seeing that I'm moving from Nairobi to a different city. I also want to grow my YouTube page. Yeah, shout out.
I saw you posted quite stuff. We'll link it in the description.
Yeah, well, keep up with my YouTube page because there's a lot of stories to give out there. Not necessarily aviation stories. I want to get back in shape in terms of gymming and good health. I've already started leaving my phone in the living room and not carrying it with me. So I'm on day number 7. Not carrying it with me when I go to sleep. My circadian circle. Yes. I
That's
don't
discipline.
I don't have that in me yet.
7 days straight without carrying my phone to the bedroom.
You know what I did just in relation to that? There was an app called Opal, which blocks all the apps. Even if you delete them and re-upload them, or you try and go on your web browser, it blocks it completely.
For a specific time, what?
Yeah, so you can set the timing. So for my timings, I do from 9 to 3. And then I do from 11:30 to 5 in the morning.
Right.
Because that's the time where if you can't sleep, then you doom scroll.
Man, doom scroll.
So it's an app called Opal. You guys just check. You can check it out.
I don't carry this device with me.
OPAL.
OPAL. Okay,
Yes.
I'll check it out. So I don't carry physically. I just leave it in the living room and I don't go with it to the bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's been 7 days and I'm trying.
Yeah.
If I can keep that going, I'll be I'll be happier.
Okay.
Yes. So culture, keeping it true north, good health, good sleep. And I also hope to find myself in a relationship sooner or later.
Amen.
Yep.
Amen to that.
Amen to that.
Both of us married and settled down, right?
Yeah.
Trust me, it'll be good for you.
And
I recommend.
and also flying consistently because that's the aim. Either way, that's the reason why I'm going to South Africa. But then there's also the element of making new friends and keeping this friendship going on. Yeah.
I think we should visit him in South Africa.
Please.
Yeah, it's on the menu.
In November, there's a conference I usually attend, AfricaCom.
Good.
So I'm heading there. We can plan. I
So
think if we
November's
plan
good,
from
yeah.
now,
My birthday, November also.
we'll make a trip out of it. We can all get together. You going Josie? We
Josie.
can get
So
to-
let's lock it down right now officially on Coffee Pump.
And then imagine doing a podcast there
Yep.
Yeah.
by the Table Mountains.
Yes.
Yep.
All 3 of us.
yeah.
I
Again.
fly you to Table Mountains.
Ooh,
That'd be cool.
I think that would be a really good plan.
Thanks for the invite, man. It's
No,
been fun.
guys, I think it's been fantastic.
Awesome.
I
Thank you.
appreciate both of you quite a lot.
What's your plan before we go? Because you're landing the aircraft. So you give us your plan.
Stop
Pilot.
masturbating and make a lot of money.
Good. You're making a lot of money.
Gym. Back to the gym.
Are you guys master debaters? Tim and I are Tim, you're a master debater, yeah?
What do you mean?
If you guys get that joke, comment down. I think the plan is just consistency, find sukoon. Sukoon is peace.
Yeah.
I think right now I'm just caught up in between too many different things. There's a lot of unanswered questions and I need to answer those. And I think what will help get a clear mind is if I get back to the gym. If I get back to the gym, I can think clearly.
helps.
I can feel clearly. It's just everything just becomes simple. Because then my adrenaline keeps going up and down when I'm over at the gym. I think that when I'm at that baseline, everything becomes more clearer. With work, with profession and passion. So hopefully, again, just growing the same community we have every other time with Eric, Coffee Pump, Tim, you stepping in as well.
Travel
Just
light, yeah.
travel light.
Yeah.
Using this newfound friendship and brotherhood we have to excel each of us in this dream that we have to grow these avenues, right? So inshallah, hopefully that makes sense. Fucking hell, man. The thing is, if I didn't work out today, we'd be having fights right now. But guys,
Thanks for the invite, man. It's been good
appreciate
fun, man.
Thanks,
Yep.
guys.
Shout out
good.
Coffee Pump.
Every other time.
Yes.
And
Thanks,
keep
guys.
it on the landing gear and keep it on the new sky side of life.
We will.
Super.
Guys, thank you for watching. This has been Coffee Pump. We'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers.
Good. Do your commercial right now.